Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Sports. The Bulls have officially booked their place in the URC Grand Final. Final number 4. Is it going to be lucky number 4 for the Bulls, who did a lot to try and not win that game, despite having every opportunity to see off it. Unfortunately, quite a few points missed off the boot of Honjay Pollard. A couple of poor decisions made by the Bulls in the last 10 minutes, but a final minute clutch-up steal from Steedman Gans was enough as the Bulls claimed a 22-21 victory in Glasgow. And they will either travel to Cape Town or to Dublin to take on either Stormers or Leinster in the final. The question is, will they finally be able to get over the line and win their first URC title? Before we get into it, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. And I'll tell you what, it was a tight game, a very tight game. And yellow cards definitely made a big difference, because the Bulls went down to 14 men and Glasgow literally scored two tries in 4 minutes before Honjay Pollard came back, and all of a sudden they were 12 points to 3 up. Then they went down to a further 14 men after a penalty try, 21 points to 3 up after 24 minutes. The perfect start from Glasgow. Thankfully for the Bulls, they didn't panic, and they got an important try in the 31st minute through Johan Krobelaar. And in the second half, well, the yellow card to Scott Cummings was the big difference, I think, at the end of the day. They scored 44 minutes, they scored 52 minutes, got themselves 21 points to 22. And after that, it was a weird game, because the Bulls were in the driving seat. They didn't need to overplay things. They had the point advantage. And they had 3 penalty attempts, which were all missed from the boot of Honjay Pollard, who left 11 points out there today. You know, this should not have been as close. Definitely 6 of them, I think, were very kickable. And you think 28 points, 21. It's a bit of a different game, isn't it? You know, all of a sudden, Glasgow have to try and score tries. That just a penalty is not enough. Nizam Carr came on, and 2 knock-ons, a poor pass, a weird sort of break off the back of a dominant scrum, which could have been a penalty. It was a weird match, because the Bulls almost looked like they were trying to throw it away towards the end. And Glasgow, they just didn't turn up for the second half. The first half, they were finding so much space out wide, particularly in the yellow cards. Tupolotta was causing havoc with his, you know, he gives you the eyes and the offloads and the likes of that. They were really good. But in the second half, just didn't quite manage to click in. I think the Bulls did quite well to retain a lot of the possession. Definitely won the game line advantage, and I think that was a big shift in the second half. That bomb squad did definitely work. Jean-Ray Rudolph came on to really good effect. Volko Low to really good effect. You know, I thought that Kubas Visa added some nice physicality. And then Bro Sapir, I mean, let's just take a moment. You cannot not start him come Springbok season. He is just playing phenomenal rugby. Another try to his name. He's dragging this Bulls side through to the final. And whoever they play will be sitting there thinking, right, how do we stop Ambrose Sapir? Such is the form of the man at the moment. He is just playing such good rugby. And with the Springboks have an injury crisis, but particularly at 9, with no Morne van der Berg, Grant Williams question mark, Kobus Reinach also injured. But Ambrose Sapir is sitting there saying, well, guess what? I'm about to book my ticket to the 2027 World Cup, because the way he's playing, you just can't ignore him. So another really strong game from him, and some big moments as well. I thought that Kurt Lawrence really started to show his worth. Villiers was instrumental in one of the tries, some nice deft touches. This Bulls team has got match winners, and I think that's an important part. Pollard didn't bring his kicking boost today, but it didn't matter in the end. They managed to do it anyway, because they've got some players. And I think like a Trevino Jacobs had a really, really strong game. But they've got match winners on the side. Johan Krobelaar with a couple of very big moments. Cameron Harnicorn with some very big moments. And I think that against Stormers, I'd argue that they would go in as favourites on current form. Against Leinster, not so much. But I think they can go toe-to-toe with the Leinster side. If they were at altitude, I think they would really fancy a potential upset there. But the main thing for Johan Ackerman is they're in the final, and that in a season where things did not start the way he would have wanted, where he was under a lot of early pressure, they have come good. They are playing good rugby. And we're definitely seeing a bit of a mould of Bulls rugby with some Jan Ackerman flair. One of the tries where they just kept the ball alive is very much a trademark thing of how that Jan Ackerman likes to play. He likes to keep the ball alive. He likes to keep, you know, options and offloads and up the pace of play, especially when you think of the Bulls who play their rugby at altitude and try and wear the teams down and win in the last 20 minutes. And I do think that it was a game of attrition at times where they just bullied Glasgow and then turned it on. and Glasgow didn't really have much of a response in that second half. So by far me is not a 10 out of 10 performance from the Bulls, and I think maybe they'll take a bit of confidence from the fact that I think they can get better. I thought Glasgow were really good in the first half and looked really promising with ball in hand, but the pack just didn't quite manage to get some momentum, wrestling momentum back from the Bulls in the second half. And as a result, the backline was starved of possession and didn't really get the front foot ball that you need to get to Sione Tupolotto, to put Stafford McDowell into gaps, to get Carl Steyn into gaps, who scored 2 quick tries in the first half. So yeah, job done as far as Jan Ackerman is concerned to get into the final. Now the question is, can they lift their maiden URC title? We'll only find out in 2 weeks, and we'll find out exactly where in the next few hours. So please let me know what you thought about the game down in the comments below. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve, and I'll chat to you soon.